everybody, Ben for the Better Podcast, and welcome to STL Sunday. This is our show where we get together once a month and we have a look at the best STL releases in Wargaming going on right now. So we're going to look at three things today. We're going to start off with the best and brightest. We're going to start off with Blood Bowl. Then we're going to have a look at some of the best fantasy releases, and then we're going to finish up with some sci-fis, maybe some tanks, because why the heck not? Anyway, let's dive in to Blood Bowl. And the first thing we've got is a Kickstarter that is currently live. Now, this went live this week. This is the Punga Under Empire Vermin Kickstarter, which is all about Skaven teams. And there's 3 Skaven teams featuring in this Kickstarter. No, not 3, 5 Skaven teams, sorry. 3 old ones that you already have seen: the Pirates, the Underground team, and the... oh man... Underworld. And then 2 brand new ones though, which we have had the benefit of seeing. We got some early access STLs so that we could print some off and review them, which we did just here. So if you want to see what the models look like, you can go check out the video or look at that at their Kickstarter. But here we go. This is the first of the 2 brand new teams, which is the Jade Fang Raiders. Now, this Kickstarter is actually for STL, but I believe you can order the models physical from them as part of the Kickstarter, or maybe just directly from them. This is an STL show, so we're going to assume that you or a friend has a 3D printer, and these are 2 of my favourite Skaven teams. This, I think, is going to have to be the Bonehead Championship team that we're running for Skaven for Bonehead Championship 4. They've got this awesome Cathay style vibe, and it's all Cathay at the moment, right? Old World is busting out Cathay soon, and Punga have got the Jade Fang, which is very much a Cathay themed. The ninjas. I love that team. The blitzers are so cool. The samurai demon faced blitzers just absolutely make the team. The rat ogre is cool as well. Punga definitely know how to do their rat ogres. The gutters are fantastic. Even the linemen are cool. I like the throwers too. They've just got a very good vibe to them. I love this team. I cannot wait to paint it. It is over there somewhere at the moment from when we did is it there? Yes, it's over there from when we took some photos and some B-roll, which I don't know, was quite good fun. Right, Pickaxe Breakers is the second brand new team as part of this Kickstarter. This is your kind of underground, underworld mining team for Skaven. So there's kind of like 2 motifs here. You've got the pickaxes on the players, and then you've got the little crystals kind of growing out of them. So if you've seen oh my gosh, I can't remember the best sci-fi show of all time, The Expanse, where they got the little blue crystals growing and stuff. I can see this team being an absolute pleasure to paint. It's very much minor vibes. You've got the drill-faced blitzers that kind of remind you of Blood Bowl 2. You've got the cannons that shoot the ball. It's a really fun team, really cool, and again, some very good gutter runners there as well. The rat ogre is kind of like a mole rat, which works so well. So you've got 2 brand new teams with 2 very different rat ogres. They've done a really good job here. And yeah, I'm super impressed with both of these teams. Now, as part of the Kickstarter, you can also get the Pirates, the Cursed Crew, that's it. The mutated version of the Pirates, basically, and the Underworld team with all the goblins, and some more drill-faced dudes. And I don't know if they're dropping any star players just yet. Oh my goodness, this is really cool actually. So the teams, there's an option for the warband versions of the teams, which are basically the sculpts but with weapons, so you can use them for something like Mordheim or OPR Skirmish or whatever you're playing, which I'm very excited about. And they've got this gigantic land ship. And who doesn't have a soft spot? Oh my god, the land ship has a scoreboard. I didn't notice that. Oh, do I need it? That is fantastic with a scoreboard there. No, we're building a stadium at the moment. We don't need that. They've got some cool extra bits going on, as they ever do. They've not gone crazy with stretch goals, which I think is potentially a good thing. A lot of Kickstarters tend to go absolutely mad on stretch goals, and it causes a bit of a problem. But Punga have always been very good with their Kickstarters. So there's early bird stuff going on, but if you're ignoring the early bird, it's £23 for the STLs for a team, which is bang on the correct price. I think less than £20 is fantastic for a whole team, right? But if you think about it, most subscription platforms, most Blood Bowl teams it's done over 1 or 2 months, and that's 1 or 2 months at about £10 a piece. So that works out at, I think, very much, yeah, very much fair cost. Less than that is fine, and I think you can get bundles with more teams. So £38 there for both the teams. So if you've got a friend who wants one of them, I don't know. I don't think this is a bad price. I didn't know the price when I did the reviews because they were still working on the Kickstarter. All I got was the models, and you know what? That was enough for me. So yeah, they're doing a great job. This has gone 13 days left, so until the 3rd of July. So plenty of time for that. Now, Punga have not just been working on their Kickstarter. They're dropping 3 teams this month. They've also been working on Los Matadores de Oro. So I am incredibly English, and while I can speak reasonable German, and my Russian's a little rusty, my Spanish is atrocious. So this is the Matador human team. The way Punga do things, though, there's going to be alt sculpts and things, so you can probably brew them up for nobility as well. And hopefully, if we push them, you can kind of max it out to an OWA team. But this is the Matadors team. You've got this kind of Matador theme. I don't really know how to explain it. That it's with a little bit of conquistador helmet going on. So you've got the ogre. This one, you've got 2 blitzers, which I believe are these 2 dancing folks. Then you've got some linemen, you've got a couple of throwers, you've got a couple of halflings, including Zorro halfling, which, let's face it, is the best sculpt. The best sculpt we've seen for a little while. That is a very cool little dude. Look at him with his little rose in his face. Yeah, that's very cool. So they've got all the pieces for half a team, including one catcher, which is this guy at the top, who is catching with his hat. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about the blitzers, but I mean, if in a Matador themed team, if you're not using the Matadors to be your blitzers, to be the kind of star players, I don't know, are you doing it right? But a couple of throwers and a couple of line, I think this gives you a good bit of flexibility. When it comes to these teams, it's very much like, okay, you can get week 1 and then week 1, you get part 1 in month 1, and then you know, you really got to wait in some cases for the 2nd month for it to be fully accessible. And this is one of those teams. Now, while they have got a very cool ogre model, like I am a big fan of the ogre model, I think they've done a really good job with that. It is just very much whether this kind of Estalian vibe is gonna hit with you. It's cool, like, it's cool. This is a very cool sculpt. Like, they've done a very good job here making a very fun Blood Bowl team. And I know that this is going to be painted beautifully by some of you, and that's really cool. So do share that in the Discord, because a lot of the Punga teams, they've got a good amount of texture on them. It's never really too much, so it's actually quite a pleasure to paint. Milton said this about the Nurgle team when he was painting up for the championship. But because they've got this kind of Matador vibe, and they've got a lot of open fabric space, I can just see this being a real painter's delight. Like, you can get some patterns and stuff like that. I think this is going to paint up really well. And then, of course, you've got little Zorro, which is just a fabulous sculpt. So that is Punga this month. Then we've got some more strong theme here. Let's go back to the main screen, I think, for this one. This is Los Luchadors. This is part 2 from UGNI. This is the Luchador themed team, which was halflings basically, but this month they've fleshed it out with a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You've got some great bases, you've got some great some great sideline pieces, you've got some great star players. So you've got Puggy down there, you've got a very full-on version of Rumbelow, which is cool too, and then you've got Maple and Swiftfine, the 2 new stars, and a bunch of extra players for the team as well. So you get some more linemen with some chaos vibe. The fact that one's got a little corn hat on is pretty sweet. You've got coaches, you've got apothecaries, you've got sideline cheerleaders, you've got the star players there, you've got Puggy, you've got Rumbelow, and then you've got Maple and Swiftfine Glimmer Shard. I think I might have got that right, actually. Which is a very good pair of star players. This one's got a very... No, let's move my face. This one's got a very creepy grin, which I think works really well to kind of carry over how mischievous and evil the spites can be. I love that. Maple's wicked too. Big old chunky tree. Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with UGNI. And they've done a great job here. And you've got some busts as well. So month 2 for Los Luchadors from UGNI. And then I think the last Blood Bowl this month, because Brutefun is taking a month off to work on his Chaos Renegades. And they are looking very cool. This is Realm of Paths, and they have got another Lizardman team. Which, this is part 2 of the Lizard team. You've got the big old crocs, and you've got a lot more of the skinks. I mean, their Realm of Paths have had quite a journey in the Blood Bowl space. They've started with the really kind of exaggerated cartoony look with what I still maintain is potentially one of the best Tomb Kings teams out there. And then they've kind of started to go a little bit hyper-realistic. And as you can tell, because then their renders start going black and white, you know their sculpts are getting quite gribbly. Now, these guys look a little bit like the thing from Jurassic Park 1. With the flippy flops on the side of his head. Is it a Dilophosaurus? I can't remember. That might be very wrong, and there's probably some people out there who know a lot more about dinosaurs than me, getting quite angry. Right, but they've got part 2 of their lizards. Is it just small lizards? Yeah, 1 crocodile, 7 small lizards. So, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's a great alt take on lizards. I will say, though, that this is a very, very swamped space for lizards. But the great thing about STLs is you can just print another team. You can pick your choice, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that wraps us up for Blood Bowl. Now it's on to Fantasy. Now, we got a big amount of some really great and quite potent releases in Fantasy this month. So forgive me if I've missed anything out, but dude, we got some very cool stuff. So first up, we've got Highlands minis, and they have gone full Skaven this month again. And I think they're going back to High Elves next month and then on to something new. I think they're going to do Wild Elves in August. Right, so Skaven this month, yes, there's a big old trucky thing, but this is an Eshin themed month for Skaven. You've got the Warlord there. And you've got the, oh gosh, what is the Death Roller? Can't be a Death Roller. Doom Wheel, although this one's got guns, which I assume is something to do with Age of Sigmar. You've got a Warlock, and then you've got the real boys here. This is what it's all about, which is Clan Eshin. Now, you guys know I've been on a bit of a Mordheim trip. I've built myself a Mordheim board. I got the pitch. Got the battle map for it, and it was a little bit because I knew that these models were coming, and this month's Highland minis release is just all Skaven. So you get 3 assassins, full-on assassins, complete with Deathmaster Skitch kind of gloopy poison on, which is just superb. Like, I knew I wanted Mordheim because I knew I wanted to be able to put these guys in there. But the cool thing about this month is they've got smugglers and thugs, which basically give you 3 layers of Eshin. You've got the assassins, and then you've got these kind of medium warriors where they've got extra blades and they've got muskets and stuff on their back. And oh no, oh, you fool of a toque, Mr. Greenman. All right, let's bring that back up here, because you've got the Death Wheel, you've got the assassins down here in the corner, whom I love. You've got a Warlord, you've got a Smuggler, you've got a Shaman. Are they Shamans? Man, I am out of my fantasy remit. And here we go. Right, so these are the guys with little muskets. And then this is it. This is it for me. So in the original Mordheim box, you got 2 sprues of clan rats, basically. Although they were night runners, I think they were called. And you had like throwing blades and swords and shields and all kinds of stuff. This one unit, this one part of this one part is everything you need for a Skaven set. This month is going to sort you out for Mordheim for Skaven. Yeah, you might need to find a Rat Ogre, but I'm not even sure if they have Rat Ogres in Mordheim. But this gives you that little band of scuttly, sneaky rats for Mordheim. You've got a couple of heroes in there. This is the best month I have seen from Highland. Highland have done outrageous stuff every month. But if you have ever just fancied 1 month for one STL bunch of all stuff that I think is just the most usable stuff, this is it, because this is just full-on Mordheim. You've got some great character models there. You've got a real brilliant unnecessary vehicle as well. You've got a wizard, you've got a hero, you've got another hero, you've got 3 assassins, you've got 5 of these little musket guys, and then you've got, I think, 7 different sculpts. But You've got the classic Night Runners as well. I love this. I've printed them. The Highland minis, you've got to adjust your scale sometimes. I think the Skaven in my book come in 10% small. So I printed the Skaven at 110%. Their High Elves came in a bit big, so I printed them at 90%. But their pre-supports are good and they can take a bit of flexing. So Highland minis, chef's kiss for Skaven this month. And then we come into OPR. All right, OPR have gone into the realms of classic fantasy now. So they've just done a brilliant 6 or 7 month release of Wood Elves with an alternate take that I thought was really, really, really fun. In fact, I've got a whole bunch of primed models there because that's basically as far as I get sometimes, but they have gone dwarf this month, and their vibe for dwarves is different to Tolkien, it's different to Warhammer Fantasy Battle, but they're still flipping dwarves. The idea here is that the dwarves have lost the war. They historically were driven out of their homes for the most part by orcs. Basically, in this world, the orcs won, and then a cataclysmic event happened and everything kind of reset a little bit with the rift opening, and now these guys live on the side of mountains. They've got some mountain bits there, but mostly kind of at the side of mountains where they've been pushed out of the mountains, and they've got like coal mines. This is a coal themed dwarf army. There's going to be other bits landing, but this is month 1. Now I've printed them in 100% scale and primed them there, and I've printed them in 90% scale over there because I think they can be pretty much used for the old world as well. But their first release is wicked. Now these dwarves are a bit on the burly side. They are big sculpts, and it's OPR, so you get male and female faces for every single sculpt. And in some places you also get masks as well. But you have got your line dwarves, you've got you've got clan warriors, right? You've got your standard infantry. They've got swords, they've got axes, they've got spears, and they've got halberds. Now the cool thing about this is that I just printed the halberds. I printed some axes as well, but the halberds kind of are key because they look like they could be great axes. They look like they could be spears. Now spears in OPR are really useful. They give you the counter ability, which means that if you get charged, you get to attack first, and dwarves are pretty tough. And you got the cool shield motifs. They've done a really cool job. So you get the line infantry, then you get the flame cannon. So they've got, instead of dropping mainline normal boring cannon, they've gone no, month 1 is this big old flame burster of a cannon. Now on top of that you get a ranged unit as well. So you've got these, they're kind of steampunky, but you've got these steampunky, I'm not gonna lie, they look like bubble blowers. Like they just look like they're gonna go and shoot a bubble out. And then you've got big old crossbows as well, so you've got 2 different versions of those. You've got rune lords, which are these guys down here with the big old pickaxes. You've got clan heroes, which are the big shield standing on a bucket guys. And I think that is almost everything for dwarves, except they've also got one hero model this month, which might be my favorite dwarf model of recent memory, because this guy looks epic. Now this is the villain for their current quest campaign, and their quest is basically a co-op. It's just like an RPG light, so you build a few heroes and you fight some monsters, and it's very, 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 yeah, it's cool. Not something I think I'd rather play skirmish, and yeah, I think I'd rather play skirmish, but it's very cool to be able to have. So they've got this very cool dwarf hero. So it is a big month for dwarfs. There's I knew I had them somewhere. See, look at that. Absolutely super cool. Right, so this is the dwarf hero model. You've got a bunch of different variations. You've got male face, female face. They've got crossbow, axe, hammer. You've got spears. You've got the axes. I think you can give them double swords. It's really sweet. They've got a whole bunch of different combined ones, so you don't even need to print out separate arms, which I very much appreciate. Then you've got the rune lords here. Be careful. This bottom thing snaps off when you support it. It's a bit of a nuisance, but it really doesn't matter. But the model is very cool. So this is the Rune Lord. So this is a big drop from OPR for month 1, and I really love what they're doing with these dwarves. It's just a very cool slight alt take. It's coal punk version of dwarves. They are going to work as standard dwarves, and if you are an RPG player or you love a bit of skirmish or whatever, or you love, this is a great first month for dwarves as well, because you get a load of different units, and you get this cool little trumpet blower. This is just a really solid release. You may not like the style, and that's totally okay, but I'm willing to look past a little bit of steampunk for the whole vibe of just having a dwarf army. I waited a while to paint a dwarf army, and this is the kind of one I'm happy to jump in for, especially because OPR, which is a great system, and it's just some very cool, very, very cool sculpts. I'm a big fan of this month. Yeah, OPR Dwarves. And then we've got even more great fantasy. This is Titanforge this month. They've got some more of their Undead Dominion and their Highborn Elves, and you get this cool little, this is something they do every single month, which I think is really, really, really sweet. You get these little RPG pieces with a few different heroes and a few different monsters with a few different alt sculpts. It's just unnecessary, but it's just so cool to have. Right, so the Highborn Elves, their High Elves continue. You've got a bird dragon, you've got a wizard person, you've got some Elarian Reavers, so they're kind of light cavalry. You've got lion cavalry, so if you are a big fan of Krace, you've got that. And then this unit, I don't really understand what it is. I assume this is the White Lions because they've got big old axes, but they've got big cloaks. So this is a really, really cool individual unit here from Titanforge. If they're good to go to use as White Lions, it makes sense because they've got lions cloaks. Yeah, these are White Lions, but they're kind of hooded and shifty looking, and I think it's a really cool alt take on White Lions. Yeah, super big fan of that. But the star of the show this month is their Undead release, because you've got Undead Halflings, which are these little jester guys with undead imps, basically. You've got their Graveguard, which are kind of wispy white people, like whites as in ghosties. Which is very, very, very cool. And you've got some ogre skeletons as well. It is, and this weird little ghost assassin man. Like they are just dropping all sorts of value, really, to be honest with you, because it's not a huge amount for the subscribe for Titanforge. And you get 2 solid passes of releases. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units, 1 big hero, and then maybe a minor hero, and then you get all the RPG stuff with a few little monsters on the other side as well. I mean, very, very, very sweet. Yeah, this unit I find very cool. Like the way they've taken the classic kind of design aspects of the White Lions of Krace, which is the White Lion kind of carpet, and then the big old axe, and they've added this cloak version and this kind of half mask, which just makes them look really intimidating and actually very agile. Like, and I find that very cool. I find that a great little alt design. And then you've got the big old Kracian lions, which, I mean, if you need lion cavalry, they've got you here. The cool thing about this is that the lions also come without riders. So if you are looking for individual White Lions of Krace, like the actual, if you're looking for White Lions so that you can run them as individual monsters in a Kracian list for Old World, these guys have absolutely positively got you covered. And then, yeah, this is the Graveguard White unit, which is basically a spectral version of Graveguard. And it's a little bit Lord of the Ringsy. This kind of is halfway in my mind between the Mouth of Sauron and the ghost people from the hill that Aragorn tricks into fighting. It is cool, and you know, ghost stuff is great because it's not a huge amount of paint them up and they look really good on the table. Right, I think this is the last bit for fantasy, which is Mom Miniatures. Now, I love this little company. They pump out 10-12 models a month, and they are just out of that red box green based era from the 90s. The sculpts are nice and rounded and a little bit exaggerated, a little bit cartoony, but they are just absolutely exquisite. Now they've gone back and they're doing some more of their Chaos Dwarves this month. Their first Chaos Dwarf release was absolutely wicked, and they've gone back here now. They've got a Lamasu, you've got a Dwarf Lord, you've got a Chaos Sorcerer here, and you've got Bull Centaurs. And there's the Majestic Centaur as well, which is just a big old bull centaur. So this is it. So the first release, you had axe dudes, you had blunderbuss guys, and I think you had some like slayers as well. And now they're dropping out bull centaurs too, which is just such a classic vibe. I absolutely positively need to paint up a couple of forces of Mom and do Mom quests, which is like I want to do a little mini series with some of these models because they are just so bold and retro looking that I think that they are beautiful. and having the big old centaurs and stuff. Yeah, do you know what time is it? What have I got on today? I'm going to print these. I'm going to print these now because these are flipping awesome. They are so retro. Oh, I love them so much. That is, yes, look at it, look at it, look at that retro, all of it. All of it's magnificent. You just know that's going to paint up looking like it's coming straight out of a 1990s white dwarf. Right. Which brings us to the third act, which is sci-fi. So, no small scale stuff this month, just proper wargaming scale. Here we go. That's not fair. Proper wargaming scale is 6 mil, right? But anyway, we've got another beautiful release here from UGNI in their sci-fi range called Ugly Miniatures, and these I printed some of the last month, but due to the girls being poorly and also myself, oh, look at it. These are not Kroot models. They are somehow better. Now, they're a little on the big side, actually, but hey, you can scale stuff down because it is resin models. But basically, Ugly is working and is now compatible with OPR, which I am very excited about. And they are fleshing out their Kroot army to work both as Kroot units for 40k and as the... oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What are the Jackals list for OPR? Oh, this makes me so happy. And he's gone this weird little chocobo route with some of the units. So this is a big month. You get all of these infantry guys, which is a ton of standard Kroot warriors with an outrageous amount of different weapons. You've got heavy weapons, you've got snipers, you've got short weapons. It is full on. You've got so much to play with. You've got more Kroot hounds, you've got Kroot snipers, you've got Kroot riders, which are these guys riding definitely not chocobos, which is very on point at the moment with the Final Fantasy release from Magic the Gathering. So you've got Kroot riding chocobo birds, you've got heavy chocobos up here with extra armor faces, and then you've got this gigantic dragon with a big old pair of guns on top. It's just so wicked. It's so unnecessary. Let's see if we can... have I swooped any pictures? No, I haven't. All right, we'll just go through it on this then. As we cycle through the pictures. Because you've got Raptari. That's what they go with. Raptari Nomads. So he's going a little bit more of a bird route than Kroot. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You've got to do something different. This is the Raptari Great Beast. And... It is magnificent. I do need to print this as well, but the month is getting away from me. There's so many cool things to print every month, and I've been printing the stadium. So it's got this head that just is evocative of one, a villain from the Doom games, which, yeah, on point there. A shark, also a kaiju head from Pacific Rim, and potentially no, it's like this weird... Do you know the other thing it reminds me of? The guys from Vin Diesel with the goggles. Can't remember what that movie's called, but where they've got those bat things. So he has taken a load of very cool inspiration here and made a really sweet big unit. This is just all 1 month's release. All of these infantry, the big dude, some units of like cavalry. I am absolutely amazed at what Ivan's been able to put out this month. All of this is just quality as well. This is UGNI we're talking about. You guys know the quality of UGNI. We've used multiple of UGNI's teams in the channel, and all the different poses, all the different weapons. You are getting an army with this one release. Now, he's crushed it with a couple of kill teams, but he has really outdone himself here with the two different units, one with guns and armor, one without guns. You've got all the different alternate. So you've got beast riders, you've got beast gunners, you've got Kroot hounds, the Raptari hounds, which are very, very, very cool as well. Have I got one here? Have I got one here? No, that's a Space Marine. No. Yay, Raptari hound. These guys are really wicked. Like, I just don't know. If you are a Kroot fan, I don't know what more you could possibly need. Like, the Raptari trackers, the sniper unit. Oh, this is wicked. If you like OPR, if you like Kroot, this is basically a one-box army. Like, I'm sure there's going to be follow-up releases with more units. Oh yes, you've got the vultures coming, the fly guys as well. Oh, this is a very cool army. I cannot wait for us to get get more. I need to finish some boards so that we can film some OPR games, because yeah, UGNI crushed it with the June release here. So Ugly Minis, just a top pick this month. And then talking of OPR, they've had a bit of a tough time so far this year. They've brought on some new sculptors. It's taken some time to get some training up and stuff like that. Absolutely fine, these things happen. All of their releases have been really good fun. And in the sci-fi world, they're working on Orcs, but they tend to drop one big model a month. And you'll see them around the studio from time to time. I've got a big old necromantic dragon. I've got a big old mech. Got another big old mech there. I've got the big old wood tree dragon. And this month you get 2, because last month the T-Rex was delayed. So if you are a Tyrannid player or Alien Hives in OPR, you've got a Devourer Beast, which is a gigantic, girthy alien with a very cool scenic base. And then you've got the absolute masterpiece of this month, which is a Dread Behemoth for the Star Host. So this is your space lizardman. And yeah, guys, this is a giant dinosaur, and it is a giant dinosaur with lasers, with frickin' laser beams and missiles on it. Now, this model, you probably can't necessarily tell from here, but I downloaded the whole thing, chucked it into the slicer to take measurements. This is basically 12 inches cubed. It's actually a little bit longer. So if you've got a Kallax unit, this will take up an entire slot in your Kallax unit. So this is the biggest model I've seen from OPR. It's so big that I am not printing it, because like the kind of medium stuff, the medium large, I'm like, yeah, why not print it. This is an investment. This is as close to a Warhound Titan as OPR have got so far. And one day, it is not this day, but one day that's getting printed. Right, those are the 2 bonus releases for this month. And then you've got the Sci-Fi release from OPR, which is more Orcs. So on the one hand, more Orcs basically describes it. This is the month for specialists. So this is like the special weapon units. Think burner boys and stuff like that for 40k. So you've got these units that are just more Orcs with more special weapons. They're working on some veterans as well. They've got some some work in progress. I'm not sure they've landed yet. I don't know. I don't know. But it's just more Orcs with more big heavy weapons. Now, we've got those already, but they are a little bit better armored, so it's cool. Like, yeah, it's good to have those. This is one of those months where they've got a unit here that needs to fill out the roster, but then they've built 2 vehicles this month. Okay, you've got some Orcs, with heavy weapons. I do love the idea of a whole unit of Orcs with rocket launchers, though. And then you've got big vehicles. So they've got a trike this month. And it's OPR, so you've got alt heads, alt sculpts, alt weapons to choose from. It's just an absolute dream. So we've got the trike, and then you've got the buggy. Now, the buggy here has got all sorts of weapon loadouts. And, I mean, you've got rockets, you've got lasers. I assume these are all based on the Dakka Zap Wagon stuff from 40k that I do not understand. But I look at this, and the 90s person in me is like, OPR Gorka Morka. OPR Morka, potentially. I don't know. But the fact is, this month, if you are an Orc fan in OPR world, you get 2 vehicles, a whole bunch of special weapons. But really, it's about those big boy releases. What else are we looking at? Oh, yes, we've got a couple of bits here. This is the last bit for today, which is the Sci-Fi bit from Titan Forge, which is Cyberforge. Now, I'm only going to touch on this briefly because there's a couple of things going on here. One is they are continuing their Death Guard, okay? So they're Plague Marines. I think that they are gnarly sculpts, but there's something about them that makes them look a little bit odd to me. They're a little bit tall of the body, or something's just a little bit off with their posing. But that just makes them all the more creepy. However, they've got a very cool Plague hero and a whole blooming little vehicle. Now, I like the vehicle. The vehicle is very cool. I know Games Workshop have got one that looks awfully similar. I can't remember what it's called, like the Carrion Crawler or something. Plague Crawler? Don't know. But if you are in the market for a replacement for the Games Workshop one, it's got a big old mortar, it's got a choice of weapons, it is a very, very, very cool alternative for you. And Titan Forge is like the bundle, I think, is like 15 quid for sci-fi and fantasy. And then this is the thing, this is the second thing. So they do these like the 40k releases, and then they do like a skirmish version, which is normally like some kind of cyberpunk stuff. the last few months they've gone a little bit Trench Crusade, and this month is a weird one. You've got these fly people, and you've got these guys with head crabs in them, and I do not know what the heck this is. I love it. Is this more Trench Crusade? But I don't know. I for one welcome our head crab masters, because I think this is very, very, very cool stuff. So if you're back in Titan Forge this month, you can back fantasy, get your high elves, get your undead, get your heroes. You can back sci-fi, get your plague marines, get your fly dudes, and your tank. It's not a tank, but you know what I mean. Or you can back it all and get the whole lot. But I am just intrigued. What is this? Is this Trench Crusade? Is this with Trench Crusade? I'm not really sure. Anyway, there are some chunky releases this month. We didn't even touch a couple of them because Artisan Guild, they released some Lisbon this month. It's not a hugely dynamic release, and also they haven't really updated my mini factory with any pictures, so I couldn't be bothered. So there's some good stuff out there. Do drop it in the comments if you've got something that I've not shown off, or you want me to print and show off for you, because this is very, very, very cool. I've left it a little bit later in this month, so some of these groups can actually release their images so that we can show it off. Some of the way that the patrons and the tribes work, they kind of release their stuff as the month goes on. So at the beginning of the month, you can't really say this is coming because there's no pictures. So I'm kind of working. I'm probably going to drop this video like the 3rd Sunday of the month moving forward, so that we can kind of show off as much as possible. So if you are a 3D printer, then you've got to go, oh, I've got 10 days or I've got a week left till I can back these ones, because there's some very cool stuff going on. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll be back soon with more Wargaming content. Happy blocking. Happy printing. It's a show about STLs. Happy printing.